Hello, welcome to Stanwood 442. It's the January transfer window. I'm here with two of my pals, Ricardo and Ahmed. Say hello, kids.
How's it going, Dan? You alright? Glad to be here. Thank you for having us.
No problem, no problem.
They say January is one of the most exciting months, especially the end of the month with the transfer window, and of course people getting paid as well. So
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just glad to be here and talk about football with you, man.
Ricardo?
The same for me. Always glad to speak about football.
No problem. So we'll kick off with probably the biggest transfer of the window, Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United.
Massive transfer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for a reported combined fee of £68 million, 47 million up front, 21 million in add-ons. Obviously with the Sporting Lisbon captain, as you can see behind me. He signed a five and a half year contract. He's contributed 63 goals and 52 assists in 137 appearances for Sporting Lisbon. Good signing. What do you make of it?
Amazing player, I'd say. I think he's an amazing player. I've watched him playing for Portugal. I can't say I've really seen a lot of Sporting. Watched him in Portugal, and I think he fitted in well with the Portugal team. You know, wasn't shy. You know, really gets involved with the team with Bernardo Silva down in midfield as well. Cracking player.
It's not bad with Ronaldo in the team, though, eh?
Exactly. Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is though, one thing that I have to say about this transfer is, and I've noticed with United quite a lot, is, I mean, he's a cracking player. They wanted him in the summer as well. For some reason they got him now, and it's not like, and they've been negotiating the whole transfer window for this player.
Yeah.
And they still end up paying full whack with the combined bonuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what I think to myself is like, how come United doesn't just pay the full amount at the start of the season, so he gets a chance, to play a few more games, get used to his teammates and whatnot, instead of negotiating and end up paying the full price. Anyway, that's the only thing I would say about this transfer. I find it strange to United.
I've heard that Jorge Mendes is his agent.
Yeah.
Obviously United had a failed bid of around 45 million, and Jorge Mendes just turned around and said Barcelona are interested. And then Ed Woodward just went, right, I'll give you what you want.
Ed Woodward just got scared straight away. Proper Ed Woodward reaction.
Some more reports coming out of United today. They've had a failed bid for Joshua King. Obviously they're after a striker, it's well known. A little stat about Joshua King. He's the only player, apart from Jamie Vardy, since the 15-16 season, outside of the top 6 clubs, to score the most goals in the Premier League, at 45 goals.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy stat.
Yeah,
crazy stat.
It is, to be fair. And I mean, he's a good player. I wouldn't say he's a bad player or anything like that. He is a good player. But that would be a short-term solution, wouldn't it? Getting him in. I mean, if they can get him in and he does a job for them this season, fair enough.
Well, he used to be in the United Academy.
Was he as well?
Yeah.
Well, for him, it's a no-brainer then, I guess. I mean, he probably wants to go back, but yeah.
Well, that's
it's not what it's
it'll go down to the wire probably. I mean, although as soon as Bruno Fernandes was just signed, Solskjaer's just come out and said he's not looking to sign anybody else. But they would say that because it's Man United.
Of course. I mean, he's still got a few more hours to go. Surprised United will try to do a little bit more business before the transfer window closes.
They need it.
They
need more
so yeah, I mean, more reports coming out for more signings for the other clubs. Obviously, Jared Bowen is looking to complete a medical £20 million move to West Ham. Potentially, the Joshua King deal was hinged on this transfer because if Bournemouth would have signed Jared Bowen, Joshua King might have gone to United. So it's all like the domino effect, it's in the transfer window.
It always works out.
But again, third top scorer in the Championship with 16 goals. He scores goals from around the box, in the box. Winger, number 10, striker. Potentially a good player. Whether he'll cut it in the Premier League, I'm not too sure.
It's always in it. It's always a bit iffy.
It's always the way. It's always the way.
One thing to say though is, I mean, West Ham does need goals, to be honest. I mean, Haller has not really brought what people expected from him. He came in for a big fee in the summer, so I'm guessing having some extra striker options for them. It's a good one.
Moving on to other transfer news. Danny Rose has gone from Spurs to Newcastle on an initial loan deal until the end of the season. There's not been a clause to say that it's got to be a set transfer fee for the potential transfer of Danny Rose to Newcastle, but I could imagine this one being a permanent transfer in the future.
His contract runs out as well in
Yeah.
2021, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
if Tottenham wants to make any money on him, or
Yeah.
I don't think they want to be in the same situation again with Eriksen and whatnot. So if they
Yeah.
want to make any money, you probably have to sell him in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a good move. I mean, obviously you've got Ryan Sessegnon, you've got Ben Davies at Tottenham. He's not going to get much game time.
And I like him. I think he's a good player. I actually like
Yeah.
Danny Rose. I mean, he always gives it the whole full 100%, gets involved, gets stuck in, and outspoken as well. I mean,
Yeah. I suppose the one outstanding moment from Spurs is the volley against Arsenal on his debut.
Oh, yeah,
But,
that was something else. That was a good move for him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be playing regular football, to be fair. So, yeah.
Another interesting report coming out of Newcastle. Matty Longstaff. Is that Mourinho?
No,
Is that Jose?
no.
is it translated?
Sports. What's with that?
Matty Longstaff. He's got 6 months left on his deal. He's getting paid £1,000 a week. Would you believe?
Grand a week.
£1,000 a week.
Oh my god.
And obviously,
They're taking the piss out of him, aren't they?
obviously, he's the player who scored the winner against United at St James's Park this season in a 1-0 win. I mean, they've just signed Ben Taleb, they're signing Lazaro from Inter on a loan deal.
But I mean, have they been negotiating with Longstaff at least on Newcastle? Surely they must have been negotiating with the guy. I mean, you can't just let this guy on £1,000 a week and he's doing these performances for your team. Come on.
I mean, obviously his brother as well, the Wagstaff brothers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Local lads as well, aren't they? Like local lads as well, yeah.
Boyhood club. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that one.
Yeah.
Everton have been sniffing apparently,
See how it develops.
as they always do. Another team in the relegation scrap would be Burnley Football Club. They just signed Josh Brownhill, obviously from Bristol City, the Bristol City captain, on a £9 million deal. Signed a 4.5-year deal. Interesting signing. He was a United youth player, went to Preston, then went to obviously Bristol City, and now he's in the Premier League.
Dan, you know my view on Burnley. You know, they can buy as many players they want. But in my opinion, they can just go down, mate.
Yeah,
just go down already.
it's still
They're just wasting the money, in my opinion. No, I mean, the thing is, Dan, sorry, but it's just that, you know, I've been watching Burnley for a few years now in the Premier League, and I don't think they have anything. To be fair, that's just my personal opinion. So, any players they sign or whatnot, not interested in me.
I mean, the Jay Rodriguez goal at Old Trafford was not bad.
Yeah, that's a banging goal, to be fair. But yeah, everyone has scored against United nowadays, though, aren't they? So.
Yeah, I mean, interesting part of this deal. Naki Wells, who's obviously scores a lot of goals in the Championship, is obviously at Burnley. It's not worked out for him. He's gone the other way to Bristol City on a £5 million deal. So get the Bristol City captain Brownhill on a technically £4 million deal.
Yeah,
It's not bad business.
No, it's good business.
Another Sean Dyche special.
They do tend to do that in the Championship, don't they? So yeah.
I don't know. I just have that funny feeling. It's a bit of a diamond, that one. You have to watch out for that one. I'm telling you.
Give it a bit of time.
And next we move on to, unfortunately,
Is it that time, yeah?
Caesar, you're a Chelsea fan.
Oh.
Well, we have to go to Arsenal. They've signed Pablo Mari from Flamengo, 26-year-old central defender. Used to be on the City's books. Got loaned out a lot because obviously they couldn't make the cut because obviously he had Laporte and Vincent company in the team. And they've literally just signed Suarez.
Yeah, seen that.
Is it Suarez?
Cedric Suarez.
I keep saying Suarez, but Suarez.
Yeah.
Right back, obviously he's in competition with Hector Bellerin. Hopefully that should push Maitland-Niles further up the field for Arsenal.
Where he's supposed to play.
Where he's supposed to play, exactly.
One thing I don't understand with this deal though is his contract's running out in the summer, right?
Yeah.
They just got him on a loan until the end of the summer, so he'll just be a free agent. I mean, would it not make more sense if they just sign him and then if they're not happy with him, just sell him in the summer?
Yeah, well, I reckon Arsenal have just got in and gone, look, give us a loan. You're not getting any money out of us. We'll just wait till the summer and get him on free. Or you can have £4 million now on a loan deal, or you can get nothing.
Get the salary cost away as well. It's probably like a top earner at Southampton as well.
And literally in the last hour, Kyle Walker-Peters from Spurs, the right back, he's signed to Southampton for a replacement.
Good replacement to be fair.
Again,
I can see it from Southampton's point of view.
Again, that's a loan deal everywhere. Loan deal City in January.
Deadline day special, mate.
But yeah, should be an interesting signing.
They needed some defensive cover anyway, Arsenal, didn't they? The defence was looking kind of leaky, a few injuries, so let's see what these boys can do for them.
I mean, Pablo Mari's on the books at City, and Mikel Arteta must have had a look at him at some point. And
Yeah.
God, I'm going to snatch him at some point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So again, another one to watch out on.
Yeah.
Right, let's go to North London, shall we? And
Oh my God, are we going to start speaking about that? Yeah. Right.
let's go to Chelsea, shall we? Obviously, you signed nobody,
No.
which is
I mean, it's still going on. The rumours circulating around Dries Mertens, and if we were to be able to get him in, I think that'd be an amazing signing with his track record, goal scoring record, and don't forget that he can play anywhere up front. So he can play up top, he can play down from both wings, and we need coverage for every position. So in that sense, I think he'd be an amazing signing for us. He's a little bit bit older than the usual.
32.
Yeah, a little bit older than the usual Chelsea signing, and I do know that they had this policy where they just give players over 30 a 1-year contract.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how Mertens would feel towards signing a 1-year contract, or Chelsea would have to compensate and say, hey, do you know what, we'll give you the extra long contract. But amazing player. Only thing I'd say is I'm not too sure about it. Maybe you know this, Ricardo.
Yeah.
I remember that he was very close to breaking the goal scoring record for Napoli. Has he already done that or not yet?
Not yet. No.
So I think that might be one reason that he might stay at Napoli, just to get. Was it Maradona that's
Yeah.
got the score? Yeah, it's got Maradona.
Yeah, the Maradona record was beaten by Hamsik.
Hamsik.
Yeah,
And he's close to Hamsik now.
Yeah, and Hamsik went to China. And obviously Dries Mertens is now in the bench. Unfortunately, Gattuso is not using him. I think it's already I think the director of Napoli decided already to sell them, so that's why they want to keep it healthy and ready to send to deliver. No?
Well, that's perfect.
Apologies, viewers. I have to let everyone know. Obviously, I went to a Chelsea fan, and Ricardo is a Napoli fan. So
Forza Napoli.
so yeah, it'd be an interesting one. This one. I think the initial bid, €5 million was rejected. Napoli are holding out for 15 million.
And the Napoli's chairman, he's known to be savvy and negotiator, so he's like the Italian Daniel.
It's sad because I don't think the management of Napoli is the right is correct at the moment. No, they are more thinking about the business than the actual team. And
obviously we're speaking about Dries Mertens because Olivier Giroud is obviously looking for a move.
Yeah.
Some reports are saying Tottenham, Inter Milan, Lazio are in talks now.
See, my thing with Giroud is, I mean, I think he's a good player. Been a good servant for Chelsea as well. But he just really wants to start, doesn't he?
And Arsenal, don't forget Arsenal.
Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal. But he wants to be a starter, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's actually a starter for France as well, out of memory. So he's thinking to himself, with the Euros.
Not for longer than Mbappe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for some reason they put Mbappe on the wing. I don't know why. He might just play him down the middle. I don't know what that manager is
Deschamps
thinking.
still the manager of France.
Yes, Deschamps, and for some reason he prefers to play him up top. Which and that's why he wants to go somewhere where he can play regular football. So I understand it from Giroud's perspective. I heard that he might be going to Tottenham.
That'll be interesting.
That'll be the full circle.
Fulham, Crystal Palace, Watford.
That'll be the full circle, clearly. So, but yeah, no. I wish him all the best. If he were to leave us, I wish him all the best. If we can get Dries Mertens in, because he'll bring that experience in as well that we need. Dries Mertens, which Giroud was bringing beforehand as well. So it'll be like for like when it comes to the experience part. So all the best to him if he finds himself a club today. Good player he was for us.
So obviously Chelsea have not signed anybody. So.
Yet,
just have to look out for that one. I mean, in terms of Napoli as well, Napoli have signed Stanislav Lobotka, if I'm saying that correctly, from Celta Vigo on a 4.5-year deal. He is Slovakian, he is 25. He's been touted as an ex-Luka Modric. He plays sort of deep lying central midfield. Hopefully to knit the play together. I'm assuming you still play a standard 4-3-3, not standard 4-4-2.
Yeah, it's 4-3-3 for them.
What are your thoughts, Ricardo?
Well, I think Napoli needs definitely a good midfielder. They are having like problems in the back, like always. Even if they push hard, they try to play a beautiful football. They always have this kind of lacks in the back, and obviously have a midfielder who can be a defensive and who can be as defender as well, who can do another extra tasks is important for us.
I mean, to be compared to Luka Modric is a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit early now. It's a bit early now.
Just won the Ballon
No,
d'Or.
yeah, it's a little bit
Best
early,
position ever.
yeah.
Quite the tag to live up to, mate. Success to him.
Yeah.
Quickly going back to the Premier League again, we've got to talk about another London club now.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah.
Spurs have been active in the transfer window. They've just signed Giovanni Lo Celso from Real Betis for around £30 million. As a replacement, obviously, for Christian Eriksen.
Sensible piece of business, to be fair.
Was he 22? 22,
yeah,
Lo
it's young
Celso?
lad, isn't he? Yeah, exactly. I think he's 22, yeah.
I mean, he was on loan at the beginning of the season, didn't work out for him because of injuries. But the last 4 or 5 games, he's been playing really well.
I think he's been banging. I think he really has reacted to Mourinho, hasn't he? And you said yourself as well, he was on loan, but didn't really play with Pochettino. It was quite a hefty loan fee as well, weren't it? So in total, I think it's quite a pricey move. But
I mean, I know. Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the season, it's like if you're going to pay a hefty loan fee, you might as well just sign him there and then.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. To be fair, because imagine you don't like him, you still pay that hefty loan fee, so it just doesn't make any sense from that point of view.
And obviously, Christian Eriksen to Inter Milan. I think this transfer is an absolute
Inter wants
steal.
everything.
I think this is an absolute steal. £20 million for Christian Eriksen. I know.
Yeah. Bear in mind, obviously, he only had a few more months left on his contract. Obviously,
what a
but yeah,
transfer.
regardless, though, I mean, I remember something similar happened a few years when Toni Kroos went to Real Madrid. He had a few months left on his contract as well, and Real Madrid still paid like 20 or 25 million euros. And people were saying, "Oh, that's mad. He's only got a few months left," but it worked out well for them.
Yeah.
Clearly, look at what Kroos doing for them now.
I mean, on his first start, first assist corner.
Yeah, got involved straight away, didn't he? Yeah, I think he was it. He signed on the Friday and he was playing on the Saturday. Or something. That's something ridiculous like that.
It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy.
Quality player though. Quality player.
I'm just.
The thing is, one thing though. Before we move on. Don't you think he's a bit too big for Inter Milan though? I mean, Inter Milan.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Inter Milan is,
do you have
to understand? I mean, like, where were the other teams? Like, where's your Barcelona's and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and whatnot?
He could play for 6 months, rip it up, and then he could sell it in the summer for 35-40 million.
It's an unbelievable coup by Inter Milan. Conte did really well there, but I'm just surprised that he chose for Inter Milan. There's no one else in the running. I'm a bit shocked there.
Yeah.
I think he's thinking in the league, obviously, and the fact that Inter is fighting against Juventus is just 3 points behind in the league. So I think he's more interested in win something than a different goal.
It's been a while since one of these.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, so yeah, fair play.
Another outgoing for Spurs. Rumours talk that Victor Wanyama is getting talks to go back to Celtic. Again, full circle, Southampton, Spurs, then back to Celtic. Again, be a good move, regular team football.
Yeah.
Wish him all the best, really.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck.
The major signing that I believe for Spurs for this summer transfer window, and again,
that dreaded moment.
Ackman, as you can tell, he's not from London, he's from the native Netherlands.
Yes, Holland, Eindhoven.
And your team is PSV.
Yes,
unfortunately, Spurs have signed.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Steven Bergwijn, if I'm saying that correctly.
I've managed to process it a little bit by now. This move, but I was very emotional when he moved away. Let me just say one thing about him. He is a quality player. Gave a lot to PSV.
He's only 22.
Yeah, he's 22, and he's already had, I think, 6 full seasons with PSV.
Yeah.
So he's been there for quite a long time, and he's given PSV quite a lot. Yeah. Pacey player, direct, takes people on. I mean, I don't really like comparing players, but if you had to compare someone, you could say like someone like Sterling or something. Mm-hmm. That's his playing style.
Yeah.
But the only problem I've got with this move is the way the move went about. So, as you got to understand is that there's a massive sporting crisis right now at PSV. One of the worst in years. So, we're 4th in the league. Football is atrocious. Shit football. Our manager was sacked earlier in the season. A lot of stuff being leaked to the media from the players and whatnot, and in the middle of all this, he has decided to leave PSV, a club which has given him quite a lot. So what you got to understand with Bergwijn is that at a very young age, he was kicked out of the youth academy of Ajax. You know,
really?
Arch rivals Ajax.
Wow.
He was kicked out of the youth academy, and PSV has given him a chance. So he said, "Do you know what? Come join us. We can see your talent." And they came up with an actual plan for him as well. That's what the way PSV do it with young talent. They come up with a plan and say like, right, okay, we expect you to play for our youth team, and then you can gradually move your way to our first team. They did the same with Memphis as well. And the funny thing is, while Memphis was being a star player for PSV, he was on the bench, and they told him like, listen, your time will come once Memphis leaves. As soon as Memphis left, he got moved up, got made the first winger, given a lot of responsibilities, and he started flourishing. Obviously, he started playing better and better. The last 2 seasons, he played really well for PSV, won the title. But the club that's giving you that much has done everything for you. And in the Sporting crisis, they really need you to get European football this season. You decided to leave him in the winter transfer window for less than what a different team offered in the summer. So Seville came in the summer and they offered £35 million. And now you decide to leave them in the winter transfer window for 27 million? Was it 27 or 28, something like that? Around those figures, exactly. Yeah. Around those figures. So it just begs the question.
Yeah,
like, listen, have
you
got any love towards PSV? Like, I mean, come on, you could have. If you just would have had a great second half of the season, you could have made a nice transfer in the summer. But instead, he decided to go right now. Fair play to him, though. I mean, he's
Premier League footballer.
Yeah, it's a great club to play for. You know, to kind of develop yourself and whatnot. But still, I still got a little bit of resentment inside me towards this move. To be fair.
Yeah, 5.5 year contracts. I mean, I've not got his assist stats, but I've got his goals. 31 goals, 149 appearances. I'm assuming he would have had quite a lot of assists with that.
And he's someone that's always a threat. He's always on the ball, always creating. So you'll have a lot of pre-assists as well, always involved in the play, 1v1 stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very good side. They haven't got many players like that in their squad up there. I think the only pacey player they've got is Lucas, isn't it? So it's a nice addition to the squad.
Heung-min Son's quite quick.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, it's deceivingly quick to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, good signing for them though.
Every cloud, as they say, silver lining. But I mean, it's in the form of a left back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ricardo Rodriguez. He's just signed from AC Milan. It's not really worked out for him, really. I mean, he signed for AC Milan in the summer, and now he's been shipped out to PSV.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I've actually seen him play for Wolfsburg, and I thought he was class at Wolfsburg. But this has been a transfer saga as well with PSV, and it just shows how shambolically is being run the club right now. I mean, our technical director hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He's been negotiating with this guy for about a month. Yeah. Since the start of the transfer, he's been negotiating with this guy. This guy's put us in a waiting room a couple of times. Other clubs came in, like Fenerbahce, and said, "Do you know what? I'm actually going to go to Fenerbahce instead." Fenerbahce couldn't financially make the deal happen. He'll come back to PSV and say, "Do you know what? Actually, they didn't want us. They don't want me in Turkey. Should I just come over here?" And PSV still accepted it. So it's just, I mean, if he can bring back the form that he showed at Wolfsburg, but clearly his heart is not into this move.
I mean, £2 million loan fee. Reports are if you want to keep him in the summer, it's only €4 million.
Yes,
so
conflicting reports, because I've heard some reports saying that there's no option to buy as well. So it's just, I don't know.
I gave him the chance for a second at PSV. I mean, you just don't know him.
And the funny thing is as well, I mean, PSV was linked to a different left back. They were linked to Patrick van Aanholt.
Oh, okay.
He used to play. He used to play for PSV in the youth academy. I'm not sure I would have had Patrick van Aanholt come in, a local lad that came out, played in that youth setup and whatnot. Then Ricardo Rodriguez. But let's see. Let's give him on this chance. See what he can do.
See what he says. See what he's done. But the crazy report that I've read this afternoon, and I couldn't believe this when I read it, to replace Ricardo Rodriguez at AC Milan is a Wigan Athletic defender.
What? Wigan
Athletic defender.
Get in, lad. What a result! What a move, mate.
Oh, I mean, I just can't believe it.
I don't even know who he is, to be honest.
His name is Antoine Robinson. He is a USA international, 22. He signed for Wigan from Everton in the summer. And then obviously AC Milan have come in and gone, here's £10 million. Thank you very much.
Right, okay.
£10 million.
He must have like Italian blood inside him or something. I mean, how did they end up with that?
I just don't.
That's enough to be fair. But
I mean, they signed him for $2 million. They sold him for 10.
Well, I mean, great piece of business, isn't it?
It is, but they're in a relegation scrap, and to be honest, they need all the players they can get.
Yeah.
And in reports at the minute, Wigan are in for Jordan Rhodes, Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
It's interesting that one because Sheffield Wednesday want Josh Windass in return for the deal, so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on that one. But again, Big win for Wigan.
Well, does this move say a lot about the player, or does it say more about AC Milan? I mean, like how.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're trying to say, but straight away I thought Wigan want the cash.
Yeah.
Because I reckon Wigan think they're going to get relegated this season to League One.
No, whenever, innit? If they don't sell him now, then
if someone goes like that, £10 million in your face, you're going to League One, you're going to take it, aren't you?
100%. Yeah. But I'll keep an eye on him though. I'm actually pretty interested how he's going to do at AC Milan.
Yeah, you're saying
Good luck to the
22. Good luck to the guy. Right, on further news, obviously it's been reported at the beginning of the window that obviously Dortmund have signed the wonder kid that is
Erling
Haaland.
This guy, anything he touches turns into gold.
Yeah, on a £19.2 million transfer.
Are you crazy?
19.2 million. He scored 5 goals in 2 games already. And apparently his buyout clause is around 55, 60 million again at the end of the season.
I can see him leaving in the summer already.
Imagine.
If he keeps this up, he'll be leaving in the summer. But United were in for him as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
but, they couldn't finalise the deal, I'm guessing. Besides, I mean, would you rather go to Dortmund or United at the moment?
Exactly.
Dortmund is the second.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of United, obviously with Erling Haaland going to Dortmund, Paco Alcacer obviously was banging him in last season. 26 goals.
Paco Alcacer did nothing with Barcelona, but with Dortmund he's doing a great job.
He scored 5 goals in 11 games this season, and he's just left. Would you believe?
Where did he go?
He's gone to Villarreal for 23 million euros.
Okay.
And for the life of me, I cannot believe that Man United have not gone in for this guy. I mean, he's pacey, he's direct. He's got eye for goal, he's 26.
Rather go for Joshua King, don't they? I mean, come on, this guy's proven to be fair, innit? He's been at big clubs as well. He knows what he's doing. Played Champions League football, you name it. I mean, for that price as well. I mean, and don't forget that this is a guy that's used to be on the bench as well, right? I mean, he weren't a starter for Borussia Dortmund. So even if he were to come to United and had to after Martial and Rashford all fully fit again.
I mean, he's finishing. His confidence is sky high.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't know what United board are doing.
Missed opportunity there.
We don't know what the United board are doing these days. And the last bit of news for Standard 442 today is Emre Can. He has now completed a medical and he's set to move to Dortmund on a deal to the end of the season on a loan, and then the clause is €30 million to buy him at the end of the season.
Dortmund have been busy, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
Really, I think they're doing a push for the title, aren't they?
Yes, pushing for the title, yeah, definitely.
I rate Emre Can. I do. I really do.
I always have as well, to be fair.
I really do.
Got great footwork in Germany, that banger that he scored as well. Oh my god, something else that.
I rate him highly. Obviously German international.
For that price as well. So what do you say? It's a loan, yeah?
Yeah, loan to the end of the season. €30 million as the clause.
It's a cracking deal to be.
But again, you know, Juventus, the team with the free transfers. This is how they make money.
Wouldn't be surprised seeing Ramsey leaving soon as well.
Well,
but yeah, no, it's a cracking deal for Borussia Dortmund, to be fair. I mean, I've always rated him, and he kind of. I was a bit surprised when he went to Juventus. They didn't play as much as I expected, to be fair, because I think he's got the talent to be. So.
Yeah, well, obviously this time recording, there's I think it's like 4 or 5 hours left in the transfer window. So obviously keep an eye out on your local channels. Obviously, Sky Sports is number 1.
Notifications keep buzzing in as well.
So yeah, this is Standard 442, and thank you for your help today, lads.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Again, like and subscribe to the channel, Facebook page, Standard 442. This weekend, I think I'm going to Rochdale tomorrow. Rochdale tomorrow, and then I'm going to Burnley again on Sunday for Burnley Arsenal.
Hopefully, we'll cooperate this time.
So obviously, maybe I can meet Arsenal Fan TV. Who knows? If I get troops on the channel.
let's give Robbie a call.
But again, thanks again.
Thank you, Dan.
I'll catch you later.
See you later, guys.